insult all the dads out there either.
Depends on what kind of dad they are. But yeah, I mean, I just don't want people to get misinformation, okay? Let's get back to facts. The fact is this. We are in our last series of the day on the A stream. The fact is the winner of this series will advance into the Legend stage. And the fact is Mouz is starting on the CT side of Mirage. So, with that, we've got 3 players handing over toward the underpass position, or at least over toward the B courtyard. Now 2 of them head toward underpass. And we'll see if they can actually find anything opened up in middle. Very passive hold at mid as well. Acor, the only one, he's sitting toward the top connector, and that's because there's a crossfire set. As Malta finds out, he's between 2 continents as he gets shot down from Catwalk itself. Hat's gone to Dexter, Acor gets Sicko, all going the way of mousesports so far until finally Frozen gets taken down by Inns.
Yeah, there's a long way to go, though. Good kill from Alistair as he heads up. But he's boxed in. That's the bomb. And he's got 10 HP. And he's like, dude, I can't do anything. There's nowhere I can go. I'm locked in. Inns is inside the bomb site, but he needs to help his teammate out. And he's got really not a... Oh, excuse me. He's got everything to do it. A beautiful one tap. And that opens up the potential. Rops creeping up slowly but surely. Alistair waiting.
Rops is too experienced. He checks this. He has to. He knows. He's got the bomb down now as well as Aidens tries to find yet another beautiful one-tap wonder from range with the P250, and naturally he has to go the direction of the bomb to try and take this away, to try and make this round work, and he would need 4 kills in the process. He's going to hunt down Rops. He's going to try and swing all the way around on them, spots them and takes them out of the equation. What a round he's having, but Bymus has a problem. Which direction does this go? Takes the vent out. I think he's going to go for it.
He's going to do a sound cue fake. He's making Inns nervous that he's creeping through that.
So Inns plays position with crosshair placement that direction, but Setch to be protected from CT, and now he hears him. He heard him strafe peek. He heard him jump up. Takes the shot. No contact as of yet. Still 100 HP to work with, and that's plenty for Bymas, who finally is the man to shut down Inns. He'll take that P250 for the next round. And the start will go to Mouz. It looked like it was going to be much cleaner than it ended up being, though.
Yeah, it did feel like that was going to be a dominant pistol round for Mouz on the CT side, but some fine P250 work for Inns. He got 3 kills in the round, but couldn't complete the clutch. 1-0 for mousesports.
Six Australians in the server as well. It's worth noting.
Oh, yeah, Dexter.
Yeah, the traitor.
It's got to be a bittersweet preparing for this matchup coming into it. Intimate knowledge of these guys and played with a lot of them, I'm sure, back home. Now leading the mousesports squad. Rops, oh, blinded. He gets away. And oh, that's close. There's AKs picked up. AK-47, 2 Galils as well. Rops is going to be aggressive in underpass, and he's got the opening kill. I'm going to put some pressure on this relatively inexperienced Renegades team. How do they recover this kind of a round? Lost a player, lost B Hall's control. And they're going to have to just try and split over at A. Bamas, oh, he sees one. He spots the second during the fight, but can't transfer over.
It's pretty bold. The knife peek, immediate re-peek into what he knows is a spotted position, but give the man credit for confidence. Still the man advantage for Mouz. Acor trying to find a position back inside of middle. Very passive hold toward the mirror hole as Hats has that M4 held and try and do damage with it. Good position to be in. As I say, it's very difficult to get through that vent and actually find a kill if anyone's playing there due to movement. You saw Alistair, the man with the bomb, having the UMP.
Hats is really the only player in a position to actually do something to find a kill, which makes it real tough. And you can see just kind of an awkward position, so many angles he's got to worry about, and he had to try and make something happen. That's brutal. The ladder really screwing with Inns as he backs up into it and gets launched a few inches to the right. Good tap from Alistair. Needs more. Not going to get it.
It could have been maybe if he gets one more on that, he forces the bomb to become a factor. But good hold from Mouz. Takes away that first round, or rather, excuse me, that second round buy of Renegades. We saw the AK in effect, so that's gone and picked up. In fact, Frozen will bring that over for Mouz to try and hold defensively with. Just boosts them ever so slightly as it'll just have to be a patient round this time from Renegades. 1 smoke, 3 flash, and a nade. I was about to say, what can you do with a single smoke on Mirage, Jason? But window seems natural, and therefore they're going to have some chance to get up closer in middle. But Rops, quick to the case, is already jumping out down below and taking away that position from a different way, as he has the M4 at range in the corridor.
back-to-back aggressive rounds into the underpass for Rops and mousesports on the CT side. Quite like that. It's nothing crazy, obviously. We see it all the time, but I like the idea of putting some pressure on this inexperienced team from Australia and saying, you know, I'm gonna be disrespecting you guys until you can prove that you can stop me. They had a glimpse over at his teammate, and that just puts him in a perfect position for a double kill from Rops. That's the bomb down, and that's essentially the round over for the most part. This is going to be a very tough angle to clear, although his teammates did see it. He might predict it. He does indeed. Beautiful stuff from Malta, but surely that might be the only thing he's going to get.
That's fortunate, too. Not only does he get the headshot straight up, the AK just falls down into his lap.
A gift from God.
Yeah, Escobar's AK comes down.
3-0 for mousesports pretty quick.
And Renegades now will have weapons to work with. Hats immediately on the AK. AWP, in fact, for Alistair. And only the single op so far on the mousesports side. Obviously. On the double. On Mirage. We got back-to-back Mirage games. We saw it last time. Boost up for Acor in B. That's the boost we saw Hades talking and referencing previously. Oh, shoulder bait. Means they know that that AWP is in the apartment position.
Yeah, you know it, but what can you do about it? Bomb still back in T spawn. Yeah, that's a bold push. He's certainly going to get taken down.
Rops was just well positioned in that situation, being very patient and, yeah, a little bit overconfident. Hats couldn't do anything of that. You can't get past Tetris and swing the site yet. Even
if Rops didn't get put into play, he had Vimasa and CT spawn looking at that position, even had Frozen underneath him. If he swung too far out, Frozen can get him from below. So, I mean, there was 3 ways he was going to die.
Hats, though, getting towards Sandwich. They have to know Frozen's down there. He fired a shot, surely, in that first exchange. Still not certain. I guess not. I guess they don't know that he's there. The Molotov up close as well means they likely won't check it. They're going to overlook it because they're going to think if they're Molotoving that way and swinging us and forcing us out wide, then there must not be someone under there waiting for a kill. Gun barrel showing. M4. Looked long enough that it could have been, but that's because it's the silenced M4 and a miss from Hats as Rops gets away with it. A hot and tight position to be in. Now Frozen comes to play. Speaking of hot and tight, the Frozen man stayed alive the whole time in the position near the firebox and underneath of the shadow, and just like that, fell nothing for mousesports. So yeah, got away with it.
That's a unique hit on that A bomb site. I think Renegades just didn't have the utility to do the kind of more standard set piece and block off all the things you would like. They didn't have all the bells and whistles, so they had to get a bit creative, and would have been a cool kill to get on Rops. But as you mentioned, Frozen was still just waiting and lurking, and he had about, I feel like Frozen had like 20 seconds where if he peeked, he was just going to get free kills. And unfortunately, it's because of the way that the route that Renegades took, he was never actually activated until the very end. 4-0, and a early timeout was called by Renegades. And they're going to pick up some Tech 9's armor as well.
Malta heading up on top of the ledge, this time with a bit more utility but a bit less weaponry. We'll see if they can come up with some sort of execution again, though a bit of aggression toward middle. And they still are putting this underpass into play. But Rops isn't directly down below this time to shut them out immediately. There's your set smokes on the A position. Now, interestingly, they go for the mid-box smoke, which I like. But it does mean there's still a potential for someone at CT to spot Palace. There's no one there, obviously, from Renegades, but it's a change of the play to try and focus on the front side of the site. Meanwhile, Acor takes out ins, Sicko's forced forward, and you can tell he's a bit uncomfortable about that. Free fire, couldn't tell where to look, and just gets removed.
These are the bombs in the site.
Ooh, dink.
Might as well just go for the plant and just risk it. Please, nobody peek. Nobody's there. So, extra money, extra cash, and yeah, the Mouz, no reason to even take a peek, no reason to take a fight, just survive. Defuse going to come in quickly, 5-0 for mousesports.
Good start.
Very good start. I mean, look, this is kind of, let's touch on it because we talked about it when we took the throw from the desk. Is one of the things Yanko had said is there is a world in which Renegades gets out to a hot start, and mousesports isn't like this unbeatable beast. And if they can get that advantage and just continue to ride the momentum, but that kind of win condition and that kind of opportunity for Renegades is obviously very far gone.
Very far gone indeed. I did misspeak, by the way. This is an elimination match. I was so set on the 2-1s being on this stream earlier that, yeah, this one actually has a lot more consequence on the line. So
loser goes home.
Loser goes home. Yeah, I
Nice.
don't know why I didn't catch that, because obviously I knew that Renegades was in that position for Mouz. Could have been just as convincing and compelling that they were 2-1, so my mistake, everyone. But I'm still not a dad, okay? At least that I wasn't lying about. That's a lie. I have Jaden. That makes me a dad. Rops backs out through the smoke.
And he's back.
And he's back, talking about his dog on broadcast again. God.
All right, Hats is going to be the point man and connector. He's gotten into position. 4 players in middle, 1 player in B halls. And Acor has taken a real deep angle with the AWP. That gives a lot of flexibility to this mousesports defense. They can really thin out. 1 player watching for window room and murder hole and jungle. And Bimas playing very passively towards the A bomb site. Acor is just a really nice insurance policy. Hats is in a position to cut off rotations, but ain't nobody rotating through Con. It's a 3-man defense at B.
Sicko. Nade bouncing. He's going to evade that. And because Dexter threw that nade, the gun was not quite at the ready. And Sicko is twisted as he comes inside of the site to find 2 Rops. Will eventually, well, get away with the kill onto him, but that gets traded as well. And now the best chance for Renegades to find a map, or a round, excuse me, yet, is presented. And Inns is the one to do it as he takes out Bymass as well. Bounce nade goes inside of the site rather than back toward the bench. And as a result, Inns with 2 HP is still a factor in this because he can at least get the information for Acor. And because it's the AWP, and now they know that, a fast swing and a trade is extremely viable as the bomb continues to tick. 24 seconds left on the play. The smoke does make things a bit more complicated for Sicko to try and do that for his teammate. But Acor's taking his time. 15 seconds. Oh, he's got this down. 2 HP, that's all he needs. But he's running out of time to do it. He's got 5 seconds to find the kill. If he has to go to the bomb, Inns wins this on time. Inns wins this on time and with the shot on the AK.
What a great round from Inns. Triple kill and the clutch victory. That's some fine shooting from Renegades, but mousesports did have the situation read. They did have everything they needed, and that's going to be, I mean, that's an advantage they'll probably have a number of times throughout this half. Still, Renegades is able to fight through it, although not able to build up a whole lot of cash with only 1 player surviving. They do pass the AWP over to Alistair. And away we go. Standard mid smokes, window, top con. Ooh, tagged.
He was. I didn't think he was, but he was. So Dexter will now push up behind the smoke and see what he can find, as Malta is the one waiting on the other side. So you have an Australian playing with a European team and an Australian named after an island that is European going against each other.
Oh. Isn't that fun?
No, I'm just trying to force a narrative down his throat, okay?
How is going to work it with you?
All right, well, thank you. I appreciate that you have my back.
Acor with the op at range, looking towards Khan. Smoke blocks off his vision from Catwalk, which players from Renegades are sneaking through. It's going to be a split. Look at the position from Dexter, though. It froze. Oh, good kill from Dexter. Needs more. Alistair coming at him. So is Inns. Dropping the flashbang. Utility's a bit scary. It tags him, but he still goes down. Hats distracted by the far target, and the close one eliminates him. It's chaotic, Matt, but yeah.
Well, I don't know how Dexter stayed alive that long. He didn't ultimately get much more done, but still that flash delays them, and then they get both kills. I thought he was a sitting duck, and man, the timing of that swing, but still, Renegades only with the 1 round. It's 6-1.
I thought as soon as he pulled out that nade, it was going to get swung on. Like, that's generally when it happens. I was like, oh no, gun out, do it. It's all good. It's all good. 6-1 for mousesports. A very strong lead, and again, it's back to really not being able to afford to hold on. Alistair had some cash built up, so he's going to go for the Hero AK-47. Probably more to limit economy than thinking it's actually going to win the round for them. As mousesports is gaining a lot of money. Flashbang for Rops to peek in con towards top mid. They've already gotten past his crosshair.
Sneaking around, Rops will try and reposition without scoping it. Oh yeah, the fact that he got underneath is actually going to be huge. Rops is looking underpass, scoped in as well. Okay. Thank you, Observer, for correcting me before I got too far away with that, because if he was looking into the underpass and Alistair swung, I think he actually was low enough that that would be a very small detail to see for Rops and have to be a marvelous shot to snap down that fast.
Yeah.
Oh, he's tagged by the smoke. They know he's there now.
Yeah, but look at the gap it creates. Not that there's a whole lot of danger with that gap at the moment by positioning, but it does mess with the landing of the smoke.
It could have been a problem if Frozen were to swing out on catwalk, though. If he were able to get back out and see that gap as they walked in, maybe there's something, but never mind. Because Bymass will not let them bypass. As he holds the position, a triple kill for him, a nade into the back of Malta. And suddenly, this round is gone as well, as it's A-Core to close it out. A-Core to close it out with an AWP in the position that Chris J showed mousesports how to do it with.
Ooh, taking some lessons from Mr. Pajamas.
Mr. Pajamas.
Remember he always used to wear those pajama
I
pants?
know he did, but like he makes me think of NIP.
Oh, that's fair, yeah.
Chris J to Nip confirmed.
It would be a great branding pickup. Well, Renegades having a tough time early. Down by 6. $12 kills for Rops, 9 on Bimas and A-Core each. The other side of the things, it's Inns with 7 kills. He's been kind of the shining star in the early stages in the first 8 rounds of this map. Next closest teammate is down on 3.
So Rops with a self-smoke underpass and Frozen to protect him so he can play the edge of the plume. But watch that flash. They're spamming the window. They're expecting him to be inside of it. This is actually quite clever from Rops. Bounce flash will render him useless inside of smoke, and now he has to escape knowing he doesn't hold the angle. But the other aspect of this is that even if they want to slide down catwalk and get an angle above him, they still have support in play. What a shot to find Sicko, because that was the only threat. The other fact was they could have come up from catwalk. Dexter's still there. And on top of it, A-Core's brought a second AWP to the party. And man, oh man, those big old sniper rifles, baby.
This was probably just a perfect round to showcase. I guess the best way to phrase it would be the inexperience at this level of play from Renegades. I mean, that trading, I think maybe the pressure of the situation, whatever it might be, maybe just playing and trying to punch so far above their weight, that's a kill at some point that has to be traded. Rops is just in the open, having all the time in the world in one-on-one fights, and no one from Renegades able to coordinate any kind of a double peek. And I mean, even in that situation too, sometimes it's like you can't even really always communicate in that kind of action, but it's just one of those things that has to be known. At some point, you know, you're seeing a teammate fight, you have to swing out with them, and it just doesn't happen. 8-1.
It's a 1, and Alistair heads toward the 8 stairs. A-Core heads toward B with the AWP, and he's actually got company. He's going to get a shot off, but unfortunately not going to land. Malta is able to shoulder bait and detect his position. Does take a little bit of damage from utility as he falls back. Rob's still holding way back towards CT, but has Bymass up forward of the A site.
All right, here we go. Smoke down towards a ramp. Rops. A nice little shot through the smoke, and Dexter's handling towards connector, and no route forward for Renegades, who had just gotten all grouped up on a ramp ready to go and now forced away.
Bymass changes his position. Still forward, still aggressive, Alistair. Oh, you evil man. Deagle shots into the forehead of Bymass.
Flashbang, I think, a bit shallow, because he didn't look like Alistair was blind at all, but certainly the flash assist goes to him as he gets the kill in Bymass. And look, without utility, you better hit a banger on A-Core. That's the only way you're getting up connector. Actually, A-Core doesn't even matter. And Rops is going to open the round and close the round. Final kill onto Alistair. 9-1. mousesports not even breaking a sweat quite yet.
Pretty lopsided score so far, and a pretty stunned looking Renegades team, if I'm honest. They love the mustaches down there in the Aussie land, eh? Getting those sweet dusters on.
Our caster brethren in Mac has a glorious one.
I have a pretty terrible one. The scruff I can kind of pull off, and nothing else beyond that. Listen,
there's something special about a man with a flavor saver like that. Good op kills from Rops. He's just dominant. Yeah, just keep it going. Right into it. He's gone for the ace. Ooh, sees the jump. Alistair wants nothing to do with this fight, and Rops is just going to keep holding his nerve. Yeah, Molotov, screw it. You know at least one's in there.
Starting to look around for the second one, though. Not entirely convinced that both are in that position, so... Minute and 8 seconds, pretty fast round overall when you consider this was a gun round. And there was good utility. The Renegades just going really quickly, and mousesports ready for it. Specifically, I suppose, Rops ready for it, we should say. When is he not, though? The one good thing about Rops, right? He was the young player that busted onto the scene, kind of like Brokey's doing now, kind of like Frozen did a little bit with mousesports. He was the first sort of, out of nowhere. Faceit had to fly him to London so he could prove himself as not a cheater because he came through the FPL's program.
Yeah.
Had to play there and prove that he was not hacking because all of the pros were accusing him. mousesports said, you know what, we're going to take a chance on this kid. And he came in and flourished. He had an incredible performance right away. Good sort of first season, if you want to reference to that, but then fell off and the inconsistency hit. Now he is a mature, bona fide member of this team and is becoming more consistent, more mature, and smarter in these situations.
Bona fide star player.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy to think already he's like a senior member of the team, right? Like,
he was like the first player that like indicated the new wave of CS
talent.
Players coming in. And I know like Chad was very vocal at the time, calling it, just like the pure CSGO players, the players who didn't come from Source or come from 1.6. Just so much.
I said that first, just saying.
Okay.
You, Chad. Yeah, whatever. It was a conversation I think we all had one day at Pro League.
Which is just like he's just grown up purely with CSGO. So, yeah, he's excellent. And obviously is showcasing a wide set of skills with going 20-3 to start this map, and a lot of it with the AWP.
And I think it also, not only that, like you're right, it was the first sort of the purebred CSGO talent, but the younger talent. It also made teams aware that it was worth it to take a risk on younger talent, because that was still at the time when you were getting the classic VPs, sticking it out with their legendary rosters because, these guys were the best. They were always the best. How could anyone younger come along and beat them? They've been the best for so long. NIP stuck with their team for so long, very minor changes. Obviously, Flareum was the first of which to step aside, and then the Freiburg removal. And
good old Fifi.
Yeah, I mean, and then you go to Fnatic, same thing. And a lot of these teams, even North America, was cycling the same sort of players, and a lot of teams are doing that. And then all of a sudden, one team takes a chance on a young talent, and it opened it for everyone. Just young talent everywhere.
Yep, start streaming in. And good on them. A lot of them have made the most of those opportunities. Timeout called by mousesports. Not sure what they're talking about. Having a good time? Maybe they're playing Hangman. Maybe they just wanted to finish the game.
Why was Hangman your go-to for that?
I don't really know. Think you can just, play it on a notepad by your side?
You could. That's true. Yeah, you could. Don't need any extra technology that wouldn't be allowed at the table.
Yeah, can't exactly bust out a switch.
Play Pokemon Unite.
Molotov towards a ramp. Nade as well, deep. Inz is playing far back, making sure he doesn't take any of that utility damage. stacked towards the B bomb site right at a spawn. I wonder if mousesports expected some kind of a rush, some kind of a split, some kind of a fast-paced play with the B bomb site in mind, and that's a good shot. Jumping to get the information. Acor couldn't get set in time.
Dexter still trying to make something of this with the AWP. Claw one back, and Renegades just desperate to try and get one more round. The fact that this is an elimination match and it's starting like this is definitely going to make you feel the heat.
Alistair's got 2 kills at this bomb site. He thinks it's clear. Yeah, Frozen was there the whole time. And that puts a stop to any plans. Alistair wanted to get some kind of a foothold in that bomb site so he could call his teammates over. They had to pick up the bomb and T-spawn, but that idea obviously goes to hell. Inns wanted nothing to do with that fight towards Ticket Booth. And actually, they might have fooled mousesports a little bit. Famas is rotated away, but it's going to be Renegades streaming out of Palace.
See if they can make anything work. Mass could be perfectly timed to catch them out. They're on the balcony, dropping down. He's not going to go for it. Rops instead will hold the passive angle for the site, and they're going to sneak peek, go straight to it through the box. Good shot from Rops. Now it's going to be a rotation to CT rather than back through the vents. The flash out means Inns is in the open. That's perfectly timed. Bymass makes the most of it. But a second player from Firebox can't land the shot. Malta in the ground, and 11-1 for mousesports.
That's so well done from Rops. Get the first kill. I'm flashing for you. Peeks, grab the planter. A follow-up flashbang from Frozen allows another easy kill to come in, and that's a well-won 3v3 clutch. Actually, I don't even know if you can call it a clutch. Just a well-run 3v3. We'll just stop there. Huge lead, 10-round lead. And Renegades, if you want to scrape together any kind of like a window of opportunity, some kind of buffer for the second half, you need these last 3 rounds. But there's not a whole lot that would indicate they have a good chance of getting them.
No, I have nothing to indicate that at all to me, in fact. This is Renegade's map pick as well. That's the scary part. It's not like Mouzes are slouches on this map either. Okay, Frozen. Full open opportunity as he looks from the other side to find Hats sneaking up inside of middle. Sicko's now a little bit lost in this as well.
Did he one-tap him jumping? Like Hats was jumping and Frozen just one-tapped him out of the sky?
I didn't catch that. All I know is he shot him like immediately. Yeah, I suppose he has to from that angle. He was that far back, right? Alistair's the one that's really making the difference right now and actually creating some space for his teams. He's got 2 kills in this round, 7 total. I suppose Inns early on had some success as well, so has the same total. But yeah, when the lowest fragger on one team has as much as the highest fragger on the other team, you know that you've got a pretty one-sided game. Not only that, Rops has 23 kills right now. That's pretty foolish.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's doing good, and there's no reason they shouldn't go for this retake. Supremely confident. Acor's just got to get past the first hurdle. That's a no-scope. Inns goes down. Alistair swinging out wide, but there's smoke to cover Rops for the moment. They've got the idea of one. I think Acor might have spotted him. 12 seconds left in this bomb, and Rops not yet even close to tapping it, and now the smoke, the tables have turned. The smokes have turned, and Rops can find nothing. One more kill to pad the stats, but the round is lost. Hoping he connects with a bullet that might cause Malta to die. And it doesn't happen. 11-2. It's good to see Alistair hitting some of these shots. Remember, he did get that double opening with the AWP dueling in towards the B bomb site. A round or 2 back. You have Inns as well performing pretty well. And those are the kind of names that, like, looking at this team statistically ahead of the event, it was like those are the guys that you would expect to kind of be the big, you know, the heavy hitters. But at the same time, it's hard to kind of judge that coming from a region that doesn't have the anywhere close to the same level of competition as Europe. But it is good to see those guys delivering a couple rounds here and there. Having a tough time putting together the full picture to take more rounds. The pride of Australia.
That's Chad, right?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Okay, I'll take it. Yeah. There's a few. Nicole Kidman, AC/DC.
Oh yeah, Nicole Kidman is from there. AC/DC?
Pretty sure they're Australian. Yeah, I'm like I'll look it up. You continue.
Oh. All right. Round number 14. And so it begins. Molotov into window to mess with the smoke.
They're from Sydney.
Oh, shout out to AC/DC.
You've been thunderstruck, baby.
Wow, 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 wow.
Bomb will get passed back to Inns. He doesn't want to hold on to it any longer. Sicko. He wants to go on the aggressive with Alistair. Malta, meanwhile, in Palace, and look who's there with an AWP to hold it off. Rops. Oh, he's missed the shot, though. Bit of a precarious position to be in now, because Alistair could swing fast. Instead, though, he holds for Bymass, who knows he has to protect Ramp to keep Rops alive. Rops does at least manage to fall back inside of the site, but he is in a tough position. Spots the headshot on the inside of Tetris. But needs to land it, and he can't. That's so difficult to do. Surprisingly, not more utility being thrown his way. Not more utility trying to capitalize on his awkward position. Meanwhile, Hats is sneaking in the back line with no smoke down, but timing is everything. And Acor, about as stationary as an acorn, has not spotted him.
Yeah, but they actually backed off as if they wanted to readjust, and that's given Rops the space to get aggressive towards top of the ramp. This is a great position to grab one kill and safely fall away. As long as he doesn't get pulled off by some kind of a fake. And he could actually get pulled forward.
Rops is going on this because they have rotated. The fact that they got aggressive and then backed off, they assumed they were rotating over to B.
Yeah, he had to move forward. I didn't even notice that. You're right. They rotated away, so Rops had to push into the ramp to find any kind of safety from what might be coming from Connector or Palace. And obviously, that has not panned out well for him.
Acor with vision, but it's too late to deny bomb plant. He's just hoping someone will give himself up in that position. Meanwhile, Dexter knows he's got a little bit of coverage to get further forward, but only good for one. Good find from Acor. Now he'll get Inns. Oh, that nade as well was massive, but unfortunately he doesn't reveal his position, so it may not matter for much. From one gun to the op as Acor fires in and can't do much with it. No, Sicko's trying to get close. 10 seconds left. Round is over, but he just wants to get guns down in this situation. He's a little bit late to catch the op. Retreating does find Sicko. And I think Alistair's far enough away now. Oh, he's not. Wow, I thought he was pretty much at the vents. Oh, no, he was back corner CT. So I thought he kept running. I thought he actually was trying to go buy Murder Hurl, but didn't, so unfortunate.
Well, we said it wasn't looking likely that Renegades would be able to rattle off the last 3 rounds, but they're just one away. They've done a good job to get to 3. See what more they can do. Obviously, it's helpful when you get that opening pick. It makes life much easier. Good shooting from Alistair. Continues his good form. 3 kills in the round. Unfortunately, that death that he has to the bomb afterwards kind of comes along with some consequences. He can't afford the AWP, which has been a great weapon for him.
So Acor goes to the window. Rops is going to go with him. We'll see if he gets aggressive to underpass. I presume he will, given the evidence of that we've had before. Back turned, Acor was waiting for flashes to come over, but wants to play the aggressive angle on the op. Very aggressive. Yeah, why not? Just keep going.
He's like, Rob's had fun doing this. Give me a shot.
I mean, this is huge, the information.
Look how fast Rops' flank is going to be. He's an underpass right now. Hasn't pushed all the way up the way we saw him. If he can find this first kill, I think that kind of, ooh, good frag from Inns. That's important. I think if Rops gets that kill, it kind of ruins their idea of heading to the B bomb site. Now the defense is under some pressure. Ooh, Dexter hides. Frozen was blind for so long, and that's the angle that you cannot deal with as a B defender. Into a 2-on-3, Acor with the op. Would love that pick, and he's got it. Sicko comes right back for him.
Nice shot for the first, but that's a nice double trade position. 1 for 1 brings it to a 1-on-1, and that's how they wanted to design that play. Smoke still down on the window. Bomb with Alistair, but he has no information, and he's not confident to plant this. He thinks he's going to get aggressed on the second he tries to put that bomb down. Likewise, Bymass is not overcommitting to the rotation because he's not convinced that he's going to stay at B for the same reason. And the lack of time from the last action to the plants, Bymass is already thinking this is back toward A, so Yeah, this is getting awkward for him. Yeah, he's still not even sure because he's in mid. He needs to double check just by getting a little closer. Didn't take him too far further away, but 30 seconds he'll get to catwalk. Position strong from Alistair as well as he gets all the way back up inside of window. Play that jail cell window. Here's knows he's there. Easy shot. They did win the last 3, Jason. That is a much better finish to the half than it was a start, 11-4.
Yeah, and regardless of what the score is, because it's obviously not pretty if you're one of the Renegades players, winning those last 3 rounds makes you feel a little bit better. Makes you just allows you to get a little bit more comfortable into this game. You're probably very, very tense as that scoreline is running up. 8-1, 9-1, 10-1. And finally, when you start having some success in putting this on the board, everyone can calm down and realize you're capable of taking some rounds off this team. We'll see if they can carry that momentum into the second half. Obviously, would love to get the pistol.
So here we go. Second half underway. Australians on the defense. Dexter on the offense, but the rest of Australia on the defense. As Acor sets for smoke, ready to go to the top side of connector. Flashes over as well, just that little bit of extra utility, and that forces Inns to fire a few speculative shots as they work their way through. Frozen's made it the sandwich, and he will continue to wrap. Sicko, though, that gets Acor. Only a good for 1. Dexter finds the response, but so too does Alistair, and he's countered by Frozen. Standard procedure, standard trades, problem being bombed down in the middle of the site, and Rops doesn't have the confidence to try and swing wide and grab that because CT is a problem. He's gotten it, doesn't want to go back for the fight. He might even just sit and see what his teammates can find because he still has the option to actually fall all the way back to T-spawn and rotate if he needs to. 2 at CT. He spots them both. I think he might have to make this call if his teammates can't get a position. They could push one of the vent now that they know there's 2 there. They already made contact toward connector, toward catwalk, but instead they want to play it together. Mass. Oh, that's close. But yes, here we go. This is exactly what I thought you might go for sooner with the information. Just get behind them, and Rops is going to swing it.
Well, he doesn't even have to push anymore. If Rops is going to take the bomb to the other side of the map, he just gets to sit there and wait for them to come to him. Frozen dueling a little bit towards ladder room. Still the defense not making their move just yet. Bimas might actually... Ooh, actually, he's going to make the run. He's not going to stick around. Inns has just seen that. They know Frozen is still around. And Malta, I think, hearing those footsteps of Rops, doesn't want to move forward and commit himself. He's very fortunate to be alive.
Very. Frozen, there you go, waits it out. Haas was the one he found, but it didn't. Oh, he caught Bymass as well. He was the one on the flank, and they knew there had to be a second player somewhere. Suddenly, Frozen is in a 1-on-2, and Inns will do to shut him down, and Renegades find the pistol in the second half.
That's actually good. That's huge for Renegades. Inns getting those kills and saving that complicated round in that fashion. That's going to hype up the boys. That's going to get some energy flowing. And now let's see what Renegades have. Now let's see if they can build on this. Finally, they have enough positivity going in their direction to feel like they can close this gap. And winning that pistol is everything for them. Just 6 rounds away, 5-11. And mousesports not going to invest in this second round. They're going to wait for the third to bust out the rifles and the utility. Just going for 1 pop flash. Maybe they catch Inns. And he's the only defender here. This could be spicy.
Oh, yeah. That's actually fair play. When he swung so wide at the same time that the second player got by him, I thought, uh-oh, he's just going to turn on. But he gets 2 still. Does go a little bit blue for a moment in the kill feed as they have returned the favor, and Frozen, overwhelmed and surrounded, will only manage 1 more. But a decent effort, you have to say, from the T side. Nonetheless, it is well held from Renegades.
Yeah, they're happy with 3 kills for sure. That's wonderful. That makes takes some money away from Renegades as they rebuy, and that's going into the gun round. Remember, that was just unarmored pistols, mostly Glocks. I think a P250 and a Deagle was all they really had. Mac 10 on Acor. Saves him $1,100 in the bank. Potential to get some bonus money for the mousesports offer. And AK-47s around it.
Alistair is going to get dunked on. Tell me that was Sicko beside him, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. I love it. He was just, beside a wooden box Same spot, but beside the wooden box, therefore the nade did like nothing to him. Frozen. Ooh. Yeah. Malta, hello? Turner. Yeah, that's awkward. Oh, that's really awkward. You hate to see that. Frozen does get him, but was not efficient at all in doing so, and that allows him to get traded before Dexter then trades that back. A lot of trades in this game. I will say that's one thing that we're seeing happen quite successfully is continuous trades. So there's good support systems in place. Problem is right now, there's only one player left for Sicko. He's got no support, and he's got Rops in front and Acor behind, and Acor's got the flank done to good success.
Yeah, that did get a little bit scrappy to start, but a good hit from mousesports, and yeah, you're right. Efficient. Actually, efficient's not the right. You're right. Good trading.
Well done. Got there in the end.
I did get there eventually. It's not my finest work. 12-6, and Renegades call their final timeout after losing that because I don't know. I wonder if they're going to invest in this round. I don't know if they really have the possibility. I don't think they necessarily need to force up here. Rops is sitting at 26 kills. He's breaking 30 at some point during this game. For sure.
Hey, hey, hey. Ooh, hey, hey. 12-6. I think me singing on stream should be banned, like, forever.
Well, we don't need to ban it. You could just not, you know.
Yeah, I could self-ban it. I get what you're saying. I don't have that discipline.
Oh.
That is foolishly lovely. Bye, mass.
That is brutal. Right through the smoke. Two players.
You're asking a lot of me to have self-restraint.
Self-control. Oh, dear. Okay.
Maybe I should sing more. Alistair's apparently loving it. He loves being serenaded as he gets headshots twice in this round with the scout, and what a situation to put his team in. It's giving them a lovely chance. Malta has a rifle to play with still. That M4 and Frozen.
I'm amazed Frozen to just go for the kill.
Yeah, he just got tagged up hard right there. Rops will take hats down, but Frozen's so weak and limited here, and they've got to be so careful about a crossfire potential that is in the works, I'll say, because they're trying to get catwalk. Thankfully, Rops has gone back that direction, but he's not aware that they're so far forward in that position on the corner. Throws a flash in for his teammate to try and get a peek, and Malta's going to play this very disciplined. He does not need to overcommit. They know they have the man advantage in this situation. And Inns has done better than that. This scout has been a huge contributing factor in this round. It gets 4 kills.
Yeah, well, yeah, two on each scout. Alistair was the stud that got the kill in through the smoke in middle. Then he rotated over to the B bomb site, gets another one. So some fine shooting. And Alistair, with Inns combined, have pulled this Renegades team within, I mean, pretty close to striking distance. I shouldn't say they are already there, but they're making this look like it's possible, which has got to be the first step considering the way that Mouz was mopping the floor with them in the first half. This is quite cool. Some armor picked up on 3 players, 1 Galil on Rops. Why not? Star player put the weapon in his hands. Hat's completely blind. A really nice B hit. They're already out. This is the dangerous quality of this hit, but no one's wrapping on the bomb site. No one's wrapping to take care of this position.
Malta stuck on the windowsill. Will eventually step down from his perch and step onto his territory as he removes Dexter, the traitor. Get off the island. Which is ironic because they were the ones sent to the island. Way back in the day. The whole criminal aspect of...
It was a Tuesday.
Was it a Tuesday?
I don't know.
Be cool if you were right. 12-8. Renegades making a game out of this now.
They really are. This is... mousesports better be careful. They better snap back into it. Three players at the A bomb site, and very quiet start for mousesports. Nothing aggressive, nobody probing. Dexter coming through underpass, and it looks like they want to set up a split to the A bomb site, with Dexter and Acor in middle at the moment. And they're going to back away from that idea. Back to the B bomb site we go.
Back to the Future.
It's just it's very quiet, it feels, for a Mirage game.
Yeah, there's a slower pace that obviously can come out from time to time, but you're right. Even when that's happening, there's typically some smokes, there's some spamming going on, there's some deagle shots into the head of ins. But yeah, we're not getting any of that, obviously. So Rops has gotten the man advantage for Mouz, who were very patiently sat back toward their spawn, hoping that exactly that would happen. Someone would go probing for information.
Yeah.
And this was much like we saw on the first map of our last series, Jason, where ENCE had a huge lead.
Yeah.
I think it was 7-1 and then lost that and let it slip away. Too big. It was 10-1 for Mouz in this game. So similar shades again.
Yeah, 7-2 run for Renegades to get to this point. And this one's rough. I think they're going to have to go for it. Alistair's hoping somebody gives up a kill. 3 on 4. You've got 2 kits, but you've got no nades after this flashbang. That was it. And there goes Malta. And now I think if Hats doesn't get a kill pretty much immediately, it might be time to just back away. And yeah, Alistair's starting to slink back. Hats as well. They want nothing to do with it from this point on. mousesports will let them get away with these 2 weapons. They don't have any cash to really go hunting. So 13-8. mousesports just slowly creeping towards that map and match point. Or map point. Just map.
Just map points. But yeah, 3 to go, and they'll find themselves in that position. Still, though, good money on the CT side. AK held over as well. So we get a quick glance into the mind of Frozen. His hair's frozen in place.
Takes a lot of hairspray to get that to stick.
Or just a lot of days without shampoo.
That's a fair point.
Or watch Something Without Mary.
Jesus. Now that is a reference.
Something about Mary, not without Mary. Nonetheless, Acor's ready this time as well with the Molotov down. Smoke's going to go in toward the A cave. Dexter is ready to, naturally, along with Bymass, set up the smokes inside of A. They're not ready to execute just yet. Prince Rops in his palace. Rops' romp has continued to be quite successful. 31 kills in 22 rounds. Well, 20.
It's the 9 deaths. I'm like, holy hell.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true, considering they've lost only 8 rounds, and that means it's pretty much been alive for most of the time. As Malta flashed off, has to back away, as does Sicko. And I said 22 rounds, 21 played. There hasn't been a kill yet in this round. So yeah, 31 in 21. He's looking for more now from Palace. Meanwhile, Alistair needs to be very cautious in the window. Jumps up, looks down, and nails Frozen. I thought he was done for sure. Frozen had all the noise cues possible as Dexter swings. Manages to trade back onto Sicko. Ooh, he's going to go for the plant early. Smoke still down, but through it is Alistair, who is well lined up and knew exactly where to fire to make sure he took the planter down. That leaves the bomb in the open. A smoke is not a wall. Remember that, kids. It just simply deters vision, but not the awareness, as Alistair has plenty of it. Nice nade as well. Tags onto both. Significant damage as he switches to the M4, and he and Hats will go to work. And Acor is going to have to hold it on to it, but Hats swings around, and he'll find a second in the rounds, and we go 13-9.
Yeah, that's, again, another great round from Renegades with a lot of pressure put on them. That's a slow progressing hit onto the A bomb site. A lot of chances for Renegades to mess that one up. Obviously, it helps so much that Alistair gets the kill on the planter, putting so much pressure on mousesports inside the site. It is still a really nice 2-man carry from Renegades. Alistair and Inns, 21 and 16 kills, the 2 of them. But Alistair's having just so much impact. That's the lurker. That's the guy who can backstab. That's the guy who can win the post plant, and then delaying the plant yourself through the smoke. A little bit of luck going along with it, but of course they're going to take it. Renegades showing a really nice fight at the moment, which is lovely.
So a bit of chat behind the mousesports team, just trying to get them over the finish line, as the coach will contribute in the timeouts. You've been a coach, Jason?
I have.
How was it?
It was okay.
Do you feel like you, obviously you weren't a coach before the rule change, but do you feel like you get to have enough impact in the game, or is it a limiting role? Are you quite restricted?
No, you have opportunities to have impact.
Fair, because obviously, for those who are newer to Counter-Strike, Valve changed it. It seems very recent still, but it was actually like 2016 that it happened. You used to be able to talk as a coach at any time, pretty much. And then they made it only during timeouts, not even during freeze time. And that was a significant change. And the reason being was that teams were getting rid of in-game leaders and essentially just trying to get 5 fraggers, and the coaches were the in-game leaders. So they wanted to restrict that to keep the roles intact within the server. Playing as well as calling is a dynamic that we enjoy in esports.
All right, well, mid-control for mousesports, double digits. And this is starting to look a little bit more likely. Unreal, this comeback from... I mean, it hasn't really been contested a whole lot by Renegades. This mid-control, though, it's come at a cost. There's not a whole lot of nades left. 2 smokes, 1 flashbang, and a Molotov left for mousesports. So whatever their next play is has got to be the finisher. And that's a flashbang through their own smoke shot connector. Gap towards jungle is going to slow things down and probably make BMS pretty upset that he gets killed through the crack. Sicko still waiting for an opportunity. They just spot Frozen dropping into Cubby, and yeah, mousesports was put into a really uncomfortable position, and Renegades is going to get to double digits, and this is starting to look a little bit more likely. Unreal, this comeback from Renegades.
Pretty solid, pretty impressive, and it seems to be the theme and the narrative on the day. B-Stream update right now. It has gone Astralis in map 1 of that series against Pain. They won 16-8.
Okay.
So I think the ship may have righted its course for the Astralis boys.
Oh,
I
potentially.
shouldn't say that.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have they've gotten away obviously with some opponents that they're very, very far and above with their experience and status. Their matchup tomorrow is going to be interesting to see what they get, because that'll be one final hurdle and challenge.
Wow.
Speaking of hurdle, Dexter is going to end Sicko. Good kill from Inns, triple quad. It's well done. Saves the day. Saves it from any potential, freakiness.
I like freaky. I like that spray down from Ends. Yeah, sure, anti-eco. That was a pretty spicy deagle shot.
That's not a bad mustache.
No, that's what I'm saying. I like it. It's who is the round glasses, thin little mustache played on Renegades forever? Why can I not remember his name right now?
Liaz?
No, not Liaz.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Why can I not?
I don't know, but you've ruined me now, too.
I know, and this is our job. Why are we so bad at it? Thank you. Gratisfaction. He had, like, the famous mustache on this team forever. That's what I was saying. The Aussies and the mustaches, man.
It's the round glasses that you threw at me that really took me out of my zone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's Alistair, by the way. I think that one. Because I think Inns also has a mustache, if I'm not mistaken.
But enough about mustaches.
No, more, please.
Enough about facial hair. Here we go. B execute. Sicko. Ooh, he tags Frozen. Weakens him up, and that's a huge kill. BMAS is meant to clear that position, and oh boy, has Renegades arrived. And if you're mousesports, you're starting to feel that knot in your stomach, that nervousness creep into your bones, because this has become a match in the blink of an eye.
I don't blink, because I am as stoic as Hats in the back of the side. Having a great second half, Hats, by the way, coming really alive. Haven't said his name too much at all in the first, but now
didn't say anyone's name too much in the first.
Well, true enough. Yeah, absolutely that. Inns is still leading the... Well, actually, I take it back. He's
Alistair.
not. Alistair is. You're right. I would have thought Inns, especially with that last 4K we saw from him. So 23 for Alistair, and now it's going to be a double op setup as well as Sicko brings one to the party.
Oh no! What do you do if you're mousesports? I think
this is crushing. This shouldn't be like this.
No, this is now a 10-2 run.
And credit to Renegades. We thought, this is not how you want. This is their map choice.
11-2.
Point still stands. I mean, it's pretty one-sided. I mean, credit to Renegades, because we were saying this is their map choice. This is Mouse's series to win, and it's definitely halted the progress considerably. Bymass will take down the top fragger, Alistair, and Dexter will back away slightly with his AWP in mid. Mouse don't want to lose this round. I know they don't have a lot of weapons to work with, but how could you possibly relinquish the lead? If they win this, they can make something of it. If they lose this, how do they recover mentally? I used to think formerly mousesports was pretty poor at recovering from devastating losses. What's this younger?
Find.
Those got the Dexter shot. Bomb still ticking though, and Acor has to play this so perfectly. Only the Deagle to work with. Knows one's going to be coming from CT. Forget that it was low HP. He found the headshot, but Hats. He's got Acor in his sights immediately after. Came close, but not close enough. We've got a tie game, 13-13.
Yeah, we do.
Those got the Dexter shot. Bomb still ticking though, and Acor has to play this so perfectly. Only the Deagle to work with. Knows one's going to be coming from CT. Forget that it was low HP. He found the headshot, but Hats. He's got Acor in his sights immediately after. Came close, but not close enough. We've got a tie game, 13-13.
Yeah, we do. And even at this point, the economic damage isn't a huge deal. If you're Renegades, they're flush with cash. So forget about worrying about your money for the moment. You get a rebuy into this one, and you're feeling real good after such a sketchy round. 13-13. They've come all the way back. They forced all 4 timeouts from mousesports. And I got to say, I've been looking at the scoreboard round after round. Rops has been stuck on 31 for like 3 or 4 rounds now. He's been taken a bit out of the game. You can see the Aussies loosening up just a bit.
So now we have to see what the recovery is going to be. That gives you a bit of confidence, the fact that you started that with pretty much nothing and got it down to a one-on-one. They'll get the guns back out, and surely you've got to get going. A bit more vocal on the Renegades side this time, but they are a pretty calm team, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's no yeah the boys in over there right now.
Far cry from those days.
I do love you, Australia. Still prefer New Zealand, but love you too. Bymass gets the bypass. Oh.
He didn't bypass.
No, he headbutted that nade. I don't know if I've seen a nade take up that much of the screen portion in a long time.
Since 1.6, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, when they were just like weird pop cans.
Big, fat, beefy nades. Smoke put out. Or, yeah. Mid control again for mousesports, set up in a 1-3-1. This has been like a really just like, I feel like, I don't want to say one-dimensional, but this whole half from mousesports has felt slow pace, calculated, not really challenging a whole lot. Where it's kind of weird seeing mousesports having been more aggressive on the CT side. You think all those underpass pushes from Rops, all the mid pushes from Rops and Acor, Frozen even pushing underpass. And here on this T side, it's like, we're just going to open things up very slowly, spread out across the map. We're not going to try and do anything early on. It's not a criticism. It's just, I feel like for an inexperienced team, Renegades is probably loving that. They're probably living the dream for a team that was just disrespecting them to start this game. Now, mousesports has been forced to be a little bit more calculated and strategic.
Yeah, but even still a bit slow in this situation. And look at the setup already. The crossfires. Dexter's managed to get through. That will cause problems, but an immediate mid-round call. Hats turns around, and there's no further pressure. They're not forcing them to shuffle. They're not getting uncomfortable. And Renegades surely now has to win out this map as they take their first lead at 14-13.
That is like the least inspired B hit I have seen in a long time. 14-13. Renegades is 1 round up. That's crazy. They've taken a late lead. And surely they've just decimated the morale of mousesports. Like, the environment over there can't be good. They've used all their timeouts. I think we're going to get a little bit of a faster pace round this time. All 5 players, no one spread on the mousesports side. All 5 lining up for this A exec. 2 defenders here, Inns and Sicko.
Just to go back to that Rob's point, someone tweeted me, I was just trying to look it up, but he's been out in the team for 1,660 days, and apparently during this series he will play his 1,000th map with mousesports. So it certainly has been a while considering how young he still is and how fresh on the minds that all was, as this round is getting to be a problem on the minds of Renegades. Hats is down to 8 HP. They've lost Inns, they've lost Sicko, and only getting Rops in return. Bymass is going to make that problem worse. The low HP player removed. A 4-on-2. Smokes decently executed on the A side, and a bomb plant should follow momentarily. You'd expect. This counter boost, though, is actually decent. They still get the shot.
Oh, they spotted one on top of the stairs. Low HP. on BMAS, and he drops away. Surely you go for this. See if you can find one of these kills pretty quick. And everyone from mousesports hiding. Utility being used, but in the wrong position. They can't know it, but no one from mousesports flushed into the open. Dexter is holding the last remaining support flash. As soon as contact is made, as soon as someone gets any indication that these retaking Renegades players are committing, that flashbang is going to get tossed out just now. That's going to slow things. Malta and Alistair held at bay, and I think the opportunity for a retake has passed.
It has, so they'll bring it right back. They lost the lead, but not for long. Alistair's just trying to make this damaging situation economically. Bymass is far enough away. Acor didn't get lagged. If he did get lagged on that, he probably would have gone down to the blast. So fortunately survives. They'll keep the 2 guns, but they'll leave that AWP in the hands of the CTs, who naturally have money anyway. Although I have to be... okay, I take it back. Hat says... I was going to say, they must have someone that's got
money.
Some bank. Yeah, they do.
They got plenty. They got cash.
Cash monies.
They even have the money for next round if they're to lose this one. Maybe a little bit sparse in a couple areas, but they've got the money to make sure they have a healthy enough buy to feel comfortable. 14-14, we're all tied up, and yeah.
CT side.
You're looking at some craziness.
They can't see me right now.
What a comeback. Okay, back to A.
Wait, my comeback or the comeback in the game?
Both. Time for both of them. Ooh, Acor, pop flash, had a chance. Oh no, it's ripped away from them. The defense holds strong, real strong. And it's going to be a 15-14 lead for Renegades. One chance to close out the map. And look at the money on mousesports.
And what a call from Renegades to put that many players forward in the A site. 3 there, directly with not a lot of pressure in middle. That's huge. They played the ladder position instead so they could still rotate back to B. All 5 survive. I said it last time, and now surely they do close this out.
I have to imagine that call to have that many defenders at this A bomb site this whole time is just like, you know, they haven't had success in so long. Nothing's really worked for mousesports until they just did that A set piece, that A exec. Likely they just go back to it because nothing else has worked for them. Absolute insanity so far. Here we go. One chance.
One chance. The
Rop's,
last dance.
Rop's still at 31.
That's a good point, too. Yeah, he's been shut down entirely, hasn't he? I mean, it's still a good score, don't get me wrong, but that was 9 rounds ago that he had that total, so definitely gone cold at the exact wrong time. Frozen solid, that's how cold you could say Rops is. He's gone this round, frozen, as Bymass will get boosted in the window, and they better make something of this.
Yeah, this has to be, this play has to net them success. It's dangerous for an inexperienced team, maybe losing track of the window room, maybe losing track of communications, but I take it back. You can just see Sicko there in CT spawn. They know the potential. They know the possibility is there for this boost.
Oh, done. That's all. That's their only play right now.
Dear.
This is over. Inns goes through. Rops does get one more kill to add to his now total of 32, but he's going to need a lot more than that if they want any chance of forcing out overtime. Spots one towards CT. Alistair's tagged, but smartly knows he doesn't need to take this duel and backs away. Still, with the AWP, has 22 HP as Rops goes down trying to desperately plant the bomb. Nice shot from Dexter on the first. Goes back out. Sicko shuts it down. What a comeback from Renegades. I am loving that. I have to say, I thought this was going to be a quick series from Mouz, but the Australians show that they can persevere.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that hype for, the boys. Right at the end, they waited for the victory, and fair play. That's not just a victory. That's an incredible comeback. And that's going to make you feel a lot more confident, a lot more calm, a lot more settled. The only thing they have to realize at this point is there's another map to play. Don't get too far ahead of yourselves and don't get too happy about the round or the map 1 victory.
And Mouz needs to forget this map and pretend it never existed and that they're going into a fresh series, because you can't dwell on that. That was 10-1. Second time tonight in our series. Tonight, I don't know where you are in the world, you know what I mean, that we've seen ridiculous comebacks in the first map.
Yeah, and mousesports just needs to find their courage. Like, I don't know where it went from the first half where it was obvious they were setting the tone of like, we're going to disrespect you. And then the second half, the T side just felt so weak.
Well, we'll see if they can get to Oz, Jason, and maybe the Lion will find his courage.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. We're not in Kansas anymore though. We're in Bucharest.
Thank
and
God.
They're in Stockholm, and one of these two teams won't be, and it might be mousesports if they're not careful when we switch it over. That's kind of crazy.
That's really weird to think about too, isn't it? And I mean, listen, the Yanko even called out the potential for the 2-0 in favor of Renegades,
I know, right?
but
I was
not like
nah,
this.
Nah, you're wrong, Yanko. No chance. Wow. All right.
Not like this. It was like a lot of things have to go right. You got to get that hot start, and instead they got a really terrible slow start, and then just took everything away from mousesports after that. It's all. I mean, look, Alistair and Inns had hard carry mode activated for like 80% of this matchup, and then the rest of Renegades arrived as well. They all woke up, and what an inspiring victory.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed, I have to say, as I just look back at some of the highlights and how it all went down. Look at that score right now.
I know.
They weren't even in this game. Nowhere in this game. I even made the joke at one point, like, you know you're in trouble when the lowest fragging player on one team has more than the highest fragging player on the other. Well, man, oh man, craziness. And I have to, like, full credit, I have to give it to them. They won the last 3 rounds of the first half. That didn't even look likely, and then no looking back in the second. Some good performances as well. I mean, Inns looked pretty solid throughout.
Yep.
Malta was, you know, there and thereabout, had some impact, but Alistair, yeah, bit of a sleeping dog in this. Look at the scout shots he had. Remember that round with the 2 sick headshots through smoke?
Yeah.
Good mid control from him throughout the entire half. I don't even think we saw Mouz really get mid at all.
No, well, I mean, there wasn't any of those battles you normally see in mid, right? It was just so slow for mousesports in the second half, and Renegades never really even had to challenge it. They never had to come up with anything creative to handle any of the mid plays that mousesports were doing. They were like, the Renegades was more than happy to let them have mid and just say, yeah, we'll see what you're going to go from here. And I don't know, just whatever mousesports wanted to do, nobody was it felt like nobody was really all that effective in their roles in that T-half, and it just felt so flat for me.
Well, flat, but with that, we will send it to a break. Maybe the heart rate will get back to a regular pulse for mousesports. We'll make sure it's not just a flat line in the end, and there is a little bit life left in them because they have one map to save themselves, to force out a third in the series and try and stay alive in Stockholm. Right now, I've got Stockholm Syndrome stuck in here with Jason, so I'm going to enjoy this break, and we'll see you in a minute.